So
Dr. Dre was not part of the 50-year hip hop tribute.
he was not.
That was weird.
Well,
Actually,
I
a
don't think it's
lot
weird.
of people
well,
who were at the Grammys
we're not a part of it.
were not part of the 50-year tribute.
Now this is a rumor, and I don't know if you heard this. This is a rumor.
This whole episode about the dash cam. I think this was your pod, a solo episode.
This is a rumor, but I heard this on a podcast I was listening to, that people, and it's a rumor, but like I kind of trust people that live in LA because they be out there and they be amongst the people. So this is likely. But allegedly, there were people who walked out during the tribute.
So I heard something similar. Mm-hmm. I heard LL stated afterwards. I saw this in more than one place that LL said afterwards, because he was part of the people putting it together. Mm-hmm. Him and the whole Rock the Bells situation he has. That there were people who refused to participate because of some of the other people participating and long-standing beef, and that also there were people who couldn't make it for one reason or another, / dropped out at the last second, and so they had to fill some spots very quickly.
Including?
I don't have an including.
Will Smith.
Oh, right!
Apparently Will Smith
couldn't get jiggy with it.
Because he's filming Bad Boys 4. This is how, and this is the rollout. Because
I forgot about that one because I don't give a fuck about it.
Okay.
As much as I love getting jiggy with it, and summertime, we didn't need. We didn't need Will Smith up there.
We didn't need him, but I also feel like that addition to the conversation was more about Bad Boys 4 than it was about the Grammys.
And we also don't need Bad Boys 4.
I didn't even see Bad Boys 3.
Oh, if you want, that could be our movie segment. I would totally talk about Bad Boys 3 if you want. Okay. We could save that for when we get to film and TV. But yeah. Bad Boys 3, you didn't watch it? Well, you didn't miss anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was basically the announcement, though. And it appears to me like no one knew that Bad Boys 4 was really happening. I guess maybe there were talks that it might happen.
Well, they announced it before the Grammys, to be real. They announced it about a week before the Grammys.
Right. So I think that this was in tandem with that announcement. It was, Will Smith can't make it because he's filming Bad Boys 4. Also, and then there was also, he's not allowed to go to the Oscars, but he's going to the Grammys. Well, yeah, that's kind of how it works because he didn't do anything to the Grammys to upset them. So, completely different genre. By the way,
it's not even the same industry.
It's not the same industry. So,
so the 50-year tribute was very cool.
A lot of people were involved.
Very inclusive.
Sort of.
It was.
It was inclusive up to about.
Well, they had men. They had women. They had black and brown people of all shades and ages.
Oh, I was just talking about inclusive of rappers. After the year 2000.
There was a weird gap.
It was,
and it's been spoken about all over the internet, all over podcasts. There was a weird gap from the early 2000s till today. It's really weird. There was like a decade completely missing.
But even with where they ended off before they did the leap, there were things missing. Like it went from the Lox to Little Baby.
Yes.
They gonna get me for calling him Little Baby. I don't give a fuck. The Lox, which give me more of the Lox.
Always.
But
they got like half a hook.
Yeah, but everybody did. I think it was just the song choice for them that made it sound shorter than.
I can see that.
Then I don't think they got less time.
It was like, what you gonna do with your 40 seconds,
right?
Or whatever. I get it. I was very happy to see Swiss waving the Rough Rider flag. Because at first I was like, the Rough Rider flag. That's dope. Oh, that's Swiss literally waving the Rough Riders flag. That was amazing.
But
I think they should have done at least a 10-second DMX song.
I think that would have been...
Or rather, at least 10 seconds of a DMX song.
Yeah.
I know he passed. But he was so impactful in hip hop
Yeah.
that I think we should have got something.
I agree with that. Or at least a song where he collabed with someone so they could like start it off and he could do, and then they could play his part or something like that. I do agree with you that he should have been involved. Yeah. I'm like, where was the Migos? I mean, okay, I guess
that was also spoken about.
They did
they did the tribute of the people passing, and I'm so bad with their names.
Offset and Quavo. Quavo was the one who did the tribute.
Right.
But
and then there was an incident after.
Allegedly.
It's not allegedly.
So it's been confirmed?
I will talk to you about it off mic, but there is aftermath. Yes.
Okay. I know that there was like video of Cardi, but they weren't sure if Cardi was really talking to them or not.
We talk about it off mic.
Okay. All right.
The 50-year tribute was very good, very interesting, but I do agree with the internet. That 10-year gap is really weird that it was not represented. I think that was a very big missed opportunity.
Yeah.
And I think like there is a lot of quality music in that 10-year gap.
Yeah.
And a lot. That really was weird to me. And I'm from New York, but if I was from down south,
right,
I'd probably be really pissed off.
But you could tell that Philly and New York did this.
Okay, cool, but
I'm not.
That 10-year gap.
I'm not saying. Like, I'm talking about the people who put it together.
Like, even if you just had Little John come out and go, yeah,
exactly. No, I'm agreeing with you. I'm not saying that to say. I'm not saying that in support of what was done. I'm saying you can tell if you watch and if you know hip hop, you can tell people from Philly and New York did this.
Yes, it was definitely East Coast.
It was very obvious. Who did they have? Like Atlanta was a Lil Baby, and then
Big Boy was there.
Big Boy was there, and
he had Scarface,
3000 wasn't there.
Yes, people are upset at 3000. I don't know why they should leave him in his flute alone.
Exactly, because when does 3000 comes out every couple of years when he feels like it.
I mean, or you just bump into him in Soho.
Right.
Like everyone does in their random pictures.
Yeah. So, if that man don't want to rap no more, leave him alone.
I mean, he's made that very clear.
Yeah, so it's, but I don't really know. It went from Locks to Little Baby to Glorilla, which...
Where are the dresses? Because I know what's coming. Go ahead. Sip water because is it safe to
Where the fuck was Nicki? Now that I'm thinking about it, where was Nicki?
Nicki's part of that 10 years that we're talking about. So
Glorilla. Where was Meg? Where was Megan Thee Stallion? I would have taken Megan Thee Stallion over Glorilla because I don't know what that was. I'm sure she's lovely, but I don't know what that was. I think, and I'm going to shoot her some bail, I think that she was excited. I think that she went in there and tried to go really hard, and I think that it turned out to look like chaos rather than her getting on stage and just killing it. It looked to me like chaos. I was not into it at all. And then you had Lil Baby come out and I just want to rock.
That's not Lil Baby.
I'm sorry. Excuse me. Little Uzi. You know I know who it is because we talked about it.
No, you know who it is. I had to save you because I'm like, if I let her do this, they're gonna kill her.
I was too busy getting ready to rock.
You was getting ready to rock, but rock with the wrong name. Yes. That was cool.
That was cool because apparently, he's an internet sensation now from this song. So
I mean, he was already the man.
Even though
I'm not a huge fan of him, he was already the man.
Right.
Clear. I know the song is super viral and super popular, but let's be clear, he was already the man before that.
And he didn't really do anything when he came out. All he did was stand there and go.
I mean, son, that's how some of the records are now.
I said, oh, okay. All right.
That's how some of the records are now.
No, okay, I get it. It's TikTok, and that is what LL said at the end of the whole big performance. He said from the Bronx
to TikTok,
and
all over the world.
And I said, "Wow, what a time! What a time we have entered." I'm very concerned. I also think it was really lopsided. Like, if you're gonna get the new kids to do stuff, it can't just be 3 of them. That didn't make sense to me. Even if you skipped a whole decade and went to this era of music, then this era of music deserved more than what they got. And
I can understand that.
I'm not even saying I love this era of music, but
representation.
If I was the kids, I would be upset. If I was the city girl,
watch the Grammys?
Well,
I don't think the kids watch the Grammys.
And I think the bigger question is not do the kids watch the Grammys,
do the Grammys care that the kids are?
No, do the kids even care about the OGs?
Oh, no. Because most of them make that very clear.
Because I think that
because even some of those kids, quote unquote, you're referencing, they were online saying, "I didn't know Jazzy Jeff was a DJ."
Oh,
think about it.
And I get it. Some of them
they know Fresh Prince.
Young, like some of them are just in their early 20s or even younger than that. I get that. I understand that there's always going to be a generational gap, right? There's always going to be things that we know as cultural phenomenon that won't resonate with them because they just weren't around for it. And same thing when we were younger.
Of course.
Our parents knew things that we would just be looking at them like, huh?
Like, your young ass don't know nothing about this.
Right, exactly. So, I don't know. I just feel like, I feel like that's the question. Do the kids even care about 50 years of hip hop and being a part of that? I think whether they care or not, I think that if you're going to put together something like this and call it Through the Decades, then one, you have to represent every decade, even if that means you had to sacrifice some of your friends that performed in the beginning. And you can't go from having, because I think they said it was 33 people total that performed.
Oh, I don't know that part.
You can't go from 30 people on one end and then 3 on the other.
That's a good point.
That's very lopsided.
That's a great point.
So that was my frustration with this. Basically what LL said is that this is going to be a year filled of events, and this is not the only thing we will see where hip hop will be celebrated. He basically alluded to the fact that there will be a space where more people will be represented.
Yeah.
And that's fine. But this is the Grammys.
Yeah.
And I think there was an opportunity to be a lot more well-rounded with the Grammys. And it's not to say we weren't excited to see Rakim or Run DMC or, I mean, the list goes on all of the people that we did get to see. And I don't want to take away from what they did, but it was hard to watch Glorilla. I gotta be real honest with you. It was really difficult to watch. I did not have a problem with Lil Baby, and I feel bad because, I like to support the girlies, but I couldn't get with it. And Lil Uzi, he did what he did. He did what he did.
This is true.